Hey everybody, this is Retrokid, Reviews. Not doing any crazy Bat Family stuff, mainly because a couple of things. One of which is my birthday's coming up this week, and work as per usual is going to be stacked up. Also, light of everything that's been happening so far with Robert Pattinson getting positive for COVID, kind of put a hinder on most of the shotgun of reviews I was going to do. One of which was the oh, by the way, I finally got a new, I guess storage, case for most of the new figures I've been getting this year. So, yeah, all the way up there is my 90s Armor Daredevil. I was gonna do this as a shotgun reviews because it was my birthday. Is going to be my birthday come this Sunday. And I was like, ah, screw it. I might as well just shotgun a bunch of figure reviews I've been meaning to do because screw it, it's my birthday. So I'm going to keep it DC focused in light of Robert Pattinson being positive for COVID, and one also future Black Adam, The Rock also being positive, along with his entire family. Link to the whole news down below. It's COVID, but I have a feeling they are going to pass it just fine, but there is a 50-50 chance also. Again, speaking as a guy who had it, it's going to suck. Depending if they're any of The Rock's families immunocompromised, I wish nothing for the best, and I hope not at all any worse. I don't wish for the worst. I honestly hope they pull through just fine. Same for The Rock himself. And I guess going with fast jokes here, Fast and Furious, in case anyone was asking. Dom, I hope the hell you squash any beef because COVID ain't no joke. I'm just saying. Another reason why I'm already posing Steph and Tim in their final, I guess, poses I'm going to leave for the Bat families because I already have pics on Tim on Instagram, and Steph probably as of today when this video is live. I'll put that down below. So I'm going to stick to basically these forms for pretty much the majority of the Real Nerf Red Hood related content, playlists above. So with that said, let's get to the packaging. These are the last of the DC Multiverse wave when Mattel had the license. I'll shout out to Jay Hernandez on his review on Tim Drake Red Robin. It was actually not bad. There was a bit of a Red Robin joke in the soundtrack he found, but I didn't really care. I've been looking into his review that I was also going to mention for the Daredevil review. He actually does a really cool like posing section, like having one of his Marvel Legends black suit Spider-Man have like a balancing pose. I might mirror that with somebody else here with my ever-growing, actually raised collection of figures, so we'll figure that out as we go along. Packaging-wise, you're not really missing much, other than in Tim's particular case, he does have the 80th anniversary foil for Batman, so if you want to keep that for a collector's sake, totally do it. The Build-A-Figure for this wave was going to be Killer Croc. However, there is a lot of people here in this wave I kind of want to get, one of which is their Alfred, who has alternate head sculpts. I remember when I did the news playlist, again, if I've mentioned that at all, was both movie versions of, I think, Dark Knight trilogy and the Joel Schumacher years, Alfred, basically Michael Goth, and Michael Caine. So, yeah, if you want to pick up that figure, I heard nothing but good news of it. I don't really like their Jason. The helmet's a little too short from what Sharnimus Pride did with his double review for, ironically, Jason and Tim in this particular case. Card there as well. Their Tim is great. I'll get more into his sculpting later. The wave in general was fine. It wasn't really that bad. Back of the side of the card has a very, at the time, rebirth Tim, and I really like this version of the character because he really loved being Robin. So, also, the only ultimate hands he has, the fists, and honestly, in my particular case, I'm not really going to use the fists because, again, you have the bow staff, you might as well go all out with it. So, here's Tim. His balance is just about as pretty good as you get with the last generation Mattel stuff. For those who are new to the channel, Mattel had the license for DC-related content for years, and for about as long as, I want to say, like 04, 03 at least. In Tim's case, he had a couple of rebrands. I don't have the pics because I didn't start my computer, so you're going to have to go with me with stuff. I'll probably leave Google searches down below to any pre-New 52 Robin waves of him. I saw one at my local comic shop. I was gonna get because it might as well get a Robin version of him for Gotham Knights coming out next year. But the reason why I didn't pull the trigger on it was mainly the price. I think it was punching like, I think, $50. Getting, again, because it was like a almost 2-decade-old figure, depending when that was released. Also, the legs in that particular Tim's case was so warped, like it was breaking. Like there were, like, I don't know how we handled that kind of leg articulation before double jointed knees was a thing. Speaking of which, again, like I said, I'm not going to go into every detail of the figure because, again, I'm on mobile. The double jointed knees are awesome. If you see my pics on Instagram, it actually worked out pretty well for doing his high sticking. I know it's a bit of a hockey move here, but it's Tim. What else are you going to say? The double D's... Sorry. Again, thinking this was a Daredevil review, my bad. The double R's are fine. Everyone's been complaining that the top R that you guys are seeing right there has a bit of a warped edge. It looks fine. It's sculpted just good. A lot of people also complained about the bland belt. It probably looks a little bland on my camera, but in person, it's just fine. It looks the best they could. The ab crunch also is pretty good here, too. Let me see if I can give you a quick rotation of it. It's not bad. He does have a waist swivel. Again, due to that I'm one-handing most of the figures in this review, you're going to have to trust me on this one. Yeah, like I said, this is probably going to be the most standard stationary pose. I might do some Arkham either night or city poses with Tim, because those are the coolest. If I could probably get a pic down below in the description to explain that. Yeah. Other than that, the only breaking immersion, like breaking a kayfabe, is this elbow joint that everyone's also been talking about. Like from a distance, you can't really see much, but when you do like close-ups, like right here, you could kind of see it. Other than that, it's not bad. You do get a semi-rubbery PVC cape with Tim here, but this connection port right underneath where my finger's at, something tells me it is kind of removable. So if you're gonna mod him to look like other versions of Tim in the comics, like the actual Red Robin costume he had in the pre-New 52, I highly recommend. Or that weird one when he was in the Titans in the New 52 with the, I think, longer gauntlet spikes and stuff. He does have it. Actually, no, he doesn't have the gauntlets, nor does Steph in her case. But before we get to her, let's get her box real quick. Now, her particular wave didn't really have much accessories either. The only thing she has is a head sculpt for a Superman Darkseid, I guess, fusion Lex Luthor. I really forgot what this version of the character was at this point in the New 52. I think that version of the character died, and he just wore his armor in memory of him, even though Rebirth was happening around that time. I don't know. The wave in particular was awesome here. Steph was the starting point for Lex's head. Everyone else you can see down the line on the numbering, so I won't go into it. The one or two I really wanted to get was either their Wonder Woman or Simon Baz's Green Lantern to give the Green Lanterns OG with him and Jessica Cruz. So again, it's not that bad. It's pretty good. I don't know which body mold was going to get the cape. Chances are it's Vixen probably. Side of the box, again, like Tim's, it's going to show artwork of the comics at the time. In Steph's case, it was definitely Rebirth, because she and Tim were in, I think, Detective Comics. So here's Steph right now. A lot of people have also been saying that they have no clue what this nunchuck is. My best, I don't have any martial arts experience, so I'll probably ask a bunch of people I know who are martial arts stunt guys on Instagram to help me out which type of weapon this is. It's not lethal from all I could tell. You can technically holster it on the back of her. I don't know which video explained that, so I'll leave the card there. From most of what I can see of Steph's body mold, might be original because her ankle rocker feet is actually not bad. I won't go into any specifics for most of her body articulation because I think it's the same issue with most of the female figures in the Mattel line back during DC Multiverse, that they only had like single jointed knees. She has a pretty good butterfly shoulder joint. If that was their experimentation to it, that was pretty cool. Also, since we're talking about Steph and her head sculpt, yes, she is wearing a mask and she is definitely ready for COVID. Sad jokes aside. Her utility belt, I think, had more care and love than Tim's over there. Her cape is kind of in the same position as my Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2 Ace. one of my old OC figures, where it just does whatever the hell it wants and acts as an impromptu, I guess, figure stand, which actually helped out with a lot of her poses with Tim. Yeah. For those who also don't know, in the comics, they are kind of an item. They're basically the longest running relationship that isn't Dick or Babs in certain runs. They're very committed. I think when Rebirth was happening, they were going to retire so that they could finish college and go back into crime fighting, like, I think a year or two later. And then Tim's fake death was happening with drones. It's a whole story, so I'll see if I can leave that story arc in the wiki in the description down below if you guys want to check it out yourself. So, again, for Articulation, it's not really much. In Tim's case, he had a hard time doing any high kicks. Steph, in this case, is doing it just fine. I think that's probably because she's really, I guess, thigh cut dependent. I could be wrong there also. Also, another thing, the back of her cape is not bad as well. There's no can't really find there's a connection port if you guys want to take it out yourself for, again, modification. Her strap on her back, if my thumb could help a little. Nope, it cannot. You're going to have to go with my word and say where I'm pointing the camera at her back. You can actually holster the nunchucks, and the nunchucks in question kind of fold pretty well, but I'm kind of nervous that it might pop, or I guess wherever the plastic here is supposed to represent the chains, probably snap a little. And they're supposed to go like this, but then as you can also see, it snaps out pretty easily. Overall, I'm happy to have both of these as presents as for my birthday. Again, I've had a lot of team-up poses with just the two of them. I hadn't have a final pick of just them with the entire Bat family. I did for Tim for his collage on my Instagram, so they'll both have a team collage with the entire Bat family. Also, by the time this comes out, probably tomorrow. If I had to rate both of them, given that they were my most highly requested figures I wanted to do for myself, for the channel, I'm going to give them, as a team, a good 10 out of 10. For Tim, he's getting about an 8 or 9. Again, there is some head problems, and a lot of people kind of had, like, a bit of an issue with his hair. It's not like, I guess, Panic at the Disco vibes. I think, was it Hernandez said it or somebody else. He also said he looked a lot like Chet from Weird Science, and just looking at that front version of his head sculpt, I could kind of see it. No complaints here with Steph. Her head sculpt is just fine. Somebody said they had a bit of a tempo issue with her face mask. I don't really see it here. I'm going to have to look at it a little closer, probably later down the road. For team-up poses, they totally make sense. They are the power couple of the Bat family. Second only to, of course, whatever Dick's, dating in the comics. So, yeah, I highly recommend getting them both. I think in both their cases, they were like under 13 or 25 bucks. So you get a grand total of like 40 bucks. And probably they would probably go for separately in like comic shops nowadays after the Mattel line fell into Todd McFarlane. Would love to see Todd McFarlane's toys as interpretation for both these characters. Yes, that would be a really cool idea. I'm gonna not go for it because again, I'm trying to build my definitive roster of the Bat family. So far, so good. In case you could tell with this video, I'm missing I think like 4 more characters, and I get my definitive Bat family that I would see in comics, regardless of who's running it or whoever's writing for it. I want to see these characters no matter what. Same goes for like entertainment wise and stuff. If you have any definitive Bat family members you like, please let me know in the comments down below. End card's finally coming up. Go to Tim here for my previous video, which was going on about, ironically, some other awesomeness in the positive light. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Bill and Ted Face the Music. Go to Steph over here for my, since we're keeping it Bat family related, my Gotham Knights trailer react. And yeah, I guess wherever I would be here in the middle, if I had time to get my OC characters, symbol down below for my to sub to my channel. Hit the notification bell down below for more Real Nerf Red Hood related content. And my rag, I was saying my rag. I got a new collector's rack, or it's a new shelf. It looks great. I'm gonna see if I could try to like characterize it for future videos. So if you guys want to know how that went down, it was pretty easy. It was just a thumb screw kind of thing. So again, as far as early birthday gifts go, this was not bad. Very helpful organization wise going forward with my room. And yeah, these figures are great. I highly recommend getting them on a good Amazon sale. Like if you got Prime, totally go for it. If you can find them at your local comic shop for like I said, under 40 bucks, definitely pull the trigger on it. They're worth it. I forgot to mention in Tim's case, he has a lot of his body molds from, I think, their version of Terry McGinnis Batman Beyond. So I could kind of see it. Other than that, it's not bad. I cannot wait to bring them into the fold when it comes to the Real Life Red Hood family, and I cannot wait to do more with these characters. So that all being said, take care, subscribe. I'm sorry that this is probably the longest impromptu vlog I've done all year, but this year is kind of whatever, as usual. So that all being said, take care, subscribe, and I really don't have anything to say, but swoosh.